We have just gotten word former President Donald Trump has been indicted by a grand jury in New York. Trump was under investigation by the DA's office for his alleged hush money payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels during the 2016 campaign.
It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Country's not going to stand for it. And people better be careful. I don't like the looks of this thing. How is it even a misdemeanor? I never went to law school.
I love that ending. So that was the initial coverage of this historic event. The 34 indictments being announced, if not yet detailed. You heard a gasp. I don't know if it was from the camera person, from a producer, but someone was like, "Dear God." Okay, calm down. We've known for 2 weeks that this might be coming. At least you can't be that freaked out. Which is also why I'll say, I don't know who that first anchor is, but her response was perfectly fine. She was giving people the information they need to know. But Jesse Waters just happened to be on set at that moment. And despite weeks now of like time for preparation to come up with what you're gonna say, he just didn't seem to particularly care. Like, and it leads me to wonder if I don't think much has come out from him when it comes to the Dominion lawsuits, but is he another one of these guys that despises Trump, wants to move on, but now he's like, I gotta pretend to care about this. I gotta pretend to be grieved about this. Is this even a misdemeanor? I don't know. They should be careful. It just seems so disinterested. What do you think, Brett?
I think it's amazing that moment from Jesse Waters where he says, how's it a misdemeanor? I never went to law school. What are you doing on television? What is your job? And the utter laziness of Jesse Waters. Listen, I do that gig all the time where I'm like the silly guy who shows up. But you also have to know what you're talking about. You had so much time to learn about the possible implications of this, what the indictment might be. And not only that, you have a whole team of producers. But the fact is that Fox News has done such a good job over the decades of having Jesse Waters as their weirdo errand boy to make it so that you don't have to do anything on Fox News, but just show up, repeat some lazy ass Twitter take, pretend it's yours, and your entire audience will be like, yes, I too hate whatever we hate today.
Yeah. And by the way, like maybe he went more in depth. It's entirely possible, but like we all understand why some components of this are misdemeanors. That's not even the interesting part of this. They could have gone for just the misdemeanors. The interesting thing, Jesse Waters, is that they're not doing that. The novel legal theory is combining this with a component that has to do with attempting to evade campaign finance regulations that then would elevate it to a felony. That's the interesting part. That's the part that the grand jury is looking into, not just misdemeanors. So not only does he not have anything interesting or insightful to say about the actual issue we're talking about, he doesn't even seem to be aware of what that is.
And there's more for everyone. That video was taken also from TYT Investigates. Go to youtube.com/TYT Investigates Reports, or just search TYT Investigates, because it is like 3 straight minutes of them melting down over this, and it's fantastic.
100%. And you're gonna obviously get a lot of that over the next few weeks. Don't worry about that. So a great mashup there by Josh.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.